You guys ready for our review? Pens, please. Yes?
Here, 1 second.
All right? Alright, so beginning at the very beginning of the unit, we talked about the growing body during the preschool years. There's some specific numbers on that. Please make sure that you're familiar with that. We also talked about lead poisoning, and I gave you some specific statistics or numbers. Make sure you know the numbers on that. The same thing with your growing body. I gave you the number of inches per year and the number of pounds per year, so make sure you know the numbers on those as well as that information. Then we looked at ADHD, the diagnostic criteria. There's like 2 or 3 slides. Make sure you've read through those and are familiar with that information. We talked about cognitive development during this stage, and we looked at some qualities of this stage of Piaget's thinking. So we looked at egocentrism and emergence of intuitive thought. Those are some of the terms that we learned. Make sure that you're familiar with that. During the middle childhood, then, we were on the concrete operational stage. Just know what stage you're in for middle childhood and what ages is associated with it, as well as those characteristics. So everything on that one slide that has all that together. And then we looked at thinking about memory and meta-memory. Let's see. We talked about the zone of proximal development with Lev Vygotsky. Hopefully you remember that and what it is. Give you a little example of that. I said this tonight, but I don't think I pointed it out. In the social development tonight, we talked about preschool social lives changing and their friendships become more focused on the completion of shared activities. That slide right there, make sure you remember the specific qualities on that slide. Categories of play, I told you, as well as the social aspects of play. Remember, there's 2 different things. There's 2 types, and there's 3 or 4 social aspects. Make sure you can distinguish between them. Parenting styles, we've spent a lot of time on. Make sure that you can distinguish between them, as well as the outcomes. Remember, we talked about the outcomes of each of those parenting styles. For the child abuse and neglect, the only thing I ask you is 1 statistic. On that slide that has 3 statistics, make sure you know those, and there's a question directly from those numbers as well. And skip around a little bit. Kohlberg stages, again, I give you an example and you tell me what stage they're in. And then the Damon stages of friendship, make sure that you know each stage, and this is explained very well in your book. You'll be fine not having heard the lecture on it. But make sure you read through the stages and the description for each stage. And I do believe Ghostbusters done. Let's have a great